So in today's video, I'm going to go over for you mastering the low kick. Now, there's a lot of variations to the low kick, which I'm going to go through with you today on this video. And I'm going to also show you how you should step, when to turn your hips over, when not to turn your hips over, what shot is the best for the best type of scenario as well. All right. So the first thing we're going to go over with the low kick is a step over low kick. So this means that you're not square with your leg. This means you're going to step off the center line as you do the low kick. Now, as with the body kick, you're trying to face your knee outwards, okay? So as you're stepping, you're pushing this knee outwards here. So again, when you let the low kick go, there's full hip momentum on the low kick, all right? What I don't like to see a lot of times is when people keep their legs like this and they're really trying to overturn on power. Now, when you're doing this, this is a good low kick for when the person is really set in their stance and they're not able to block. Maybe you've thrown a hook and knocked them onto this leg, or maybe you've faked something and they have lifted their back leg. Then it's a good time for this step over low kick, all right? When you do the step over low kick, left hand is going to go on the head, right arm is going to swing, and you're going to drop your weight as you step over into your low kick, okay? So I'm sort of dropping my weight down, so I'm going to chop fully over into the leg as I do it. And also the same on a body kick, we're going to try and roll our head into our left hand at the same time, all right? Getting that good rotation from our body, which again is going to help the kick, all right? So I'm going to give you an example. So I'm here like this. All I'm going to do is step across. This hand comes on the side of my head. I'm going to roll into that hand and let the leg go. There. And then come back to position, all right? The kick is not just the important part. I always say this on kicking. Where you come back with your feet afterwards is also extremely important, because you want to have that good base after, right? So we can go through all these techniques and everything else, but if your footwork is not good when you come back, the technique doesn't matter, because you can get scored on afterwards. So again, I'm going to step over, I'm going to face my knee outwards to the side here, so the momentum and power is going across the shot, and I'm going to sit down into that leg and roll my head into my hand here, throwing this arm back and rotating all my body, shoulder and hip, they're all going to come together, all right? So a couple more, I'm going to step across, come down, back to position, and again, step across, back to position. Now, like I said at the beginning, this low kick is really good for when the person is set on that leg, whether they're sitting down to punch, okay, or whether they're blocking on the other leg and you want to chop that. Throwing that power in like that, you want to really make sure you've got the shot, okay? Now, going into the second kind of low kick, this has worked very well for me over the years. It's a low kick where you don't rotate and the angle comes upwards instead of coming over and downwards into the muscle, okay? So we're trying to chop upwards into the leg here, and the angle is like in between vertical and horizontal. So you want to find somewhere in the middle, and you're going to chop your leg up into the muscle. When you do this, you're not stepping over with this leg now, okay? The reason why we step over is because we want the full power and we can get the shot and our opponent is not trying to block, all right? With this, I just want to flick here from the floor. A lot of the times when you do this, you might catch your foot sometimes, you might hit the bottom of the shin, yeah? You want to really try and, this is for when you're at a little bit of distance, okay? And you just want to flick from here and come up into the leg there. If you watch my hands, they don't really do a lot, so I'm not trying to show it. Maybe the person is blocking a lot, they've got a really good front leg block and I'm trying to get past that block, or I'm still trying to touch that leg, okay? This is really good for when they're in position like that and they're just lifting here, and as soon as they drop that leg down, I just flick from the floor there. If you want to throw your arm and your feet, you can, but again, if the person's starting to block that, you don't want to show it in any manner. So you want to be here and just flick the leg up. I like to sort of, as my kick comes up, I like to let my hip be very loose. If my hip is very loose, it's gonna like swing across a little bit as well, because the momentum is going up, but you also want to have that little bit of push across. Yeah, so push your hip in and try and drag your leg across that way. But again, you're not showing it on the front foot. It's not readable. Your opponent can't see it. Okay, so we'll just go through this a couple of times. I'll be here, and I'll just from here, there, nice and slowly, and again here, boom, coming up, and again here, there. Yeah, I'm going to show you from a different angle now as well. So we're here, the leg just comes up, there, and again, leg just comes up, there. I'm just dragging that hip in a little bit, across, up into the body, going upwards that way. So we're not overturning, okay? We're keeping that leg where it is, and we're just letting the leg go from where it is, nice and sharp. Again, this is really good when the person here blocks well, because you don't want to be able to, for them to see the shot in any manner. Okay, so now we're going to go into if the person, we're going to be countering a right hand, right? Which means we are going to do the step off low kick, but we're also going to drop our head really out to the side this way. So if a right hand is coming down the middle here, I'm stepping off and I'm really shuffling my body and my head all the way this way. So the right hand, we're going to slip it as the low kick comes in, all right? So again, it's the same as the first one, the footwork, the step off to the side, pushing the knee outwards. But this time I'm gonna drop my shoulders and drop my head more that way, as if I'm evading a right hand. So this one, I'm gonna be here, yeah. I drop a little bit more down and my head comes off the side as I whip that in. And again, back to position. One more. Yeah, I'm sort of like dropping my body, making a shell, but I'm also bringing that off the center line so that right hand can go right across. A lot of people, when they're throwing that backhand and they're throwing it quite strong, they'll really sit on that front leg. So this is a really good shot. If you can see that right hand come in, to sit off to the side and move your head out of the way and snap that low kick across. Always keeping your left hand on your head when you do this, because you don't know whether the person's going to throw a right hand. Maybe you've done it once and it's worked. If they've got a good IQ, what will normally happen, they'll see that you're going to move off to the side. So they'll fake that and then come around the side with the hook. So you want to make sure you've always got that hand there, just in case, because if you step off here and then that right hook comes and you're expecting a right hand, you're going to get caught on one leg, and as well, it's not going to be a nice shot because you're moving into the power of the punch. Okay, now I'm going to go to the back leg low kick. All right, now the back leg low kick, a lot of times what I've found throughout my years is that people are really good blocking off the front leg, and they're a little bit worse blocking off the back leg, me included. So we're going to combat this with a step, okay? Because when people are kicking my back leg, I can always bring that back leg, that front leg across, sorry, and bring it over to the side here and block the back side, all right? So with this step that we're going to do now, it enables you to get a very good angle on that back leg, all right? So we're going to start here, and this time I'm going to step out and go into a southpaw position, so my feet are already in place for the kick. What I don't want to do is step here and then have to switch and then throw that kicks, because it's going to take too long. I want to get my feet in position, ready to go to the kick straight away. So I'm here, I step out, from here I'm loaded, then come across to the back leg, okay? And again, I'm here, I'm in position, I'm stepping across, southpaw, to the back leg. Okay, one more time. Make sure when you come across and you take that step, left foot, if you're orthodox fighter, left foot is going behind, right foot is going forward, yeah? So you're just switching them while moving laterally to the side. So I'm here, right? And again, so left foot is forward, right leg is back. I'm gonna switch it over, step, step, and then go to the back leg. Just gives you a much better angle to actually get the shot off without the person blocking or defending against it in any way. And as well, guys, the back leg low kick is so much more effective in my eyes. A lot of people neglect it. They always go for the front leg. For me, I really love the back leg low kick because 4-5 times on that leg heavy is gonna deaden that leg. We're so used to getting hit on the front leg 24/7, it becomes very conditioned to getting kicked. Back leg never gets kicked. So if you can hit that 4 or 5 times on that back leg with a good angle, with good power, you're really gonna take that leg away from them, and then they're gonna be constantly worried about you kicking that leg. And then they're gonna lift the leg more, then you can go to the front leg again, right? So it's giving yourself options. Now we're gonna go to the inside low kick, all right? Now there's 2 ways we can do this. We can either skip or step, okay? So the first one, obviously, you guys, if you know how to switch already, we'll cover that in a different video. But when we're switching, what I want to try and do is make it really fast and sudden, okay? I haven't got a lot of time to get the kick off after I switch, before they might lift the leg up and block. So I want to be really fast. As soon as I've switched and that leg's behind, I want to straight away into inside leg. I don't want to wait. Remember, time to target needs to be short. If time to target is not short, more chance they have of defending the shot, right? So I'm here, switch, there, nice and smooth. And you see how I come back to my position straight after, all right? So again, I'm here, I switch, boom, 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 back to position. I like to fall back off that shot and then step again. If you see my range after I've kicked, boom, I'm in range. With them 2 steps, I completely remove myself from the range. So if they want to throw something afterwards, or they want to punch or kick, I'm already far away, so I have a lot of time to either see the shot, or they have to really step deep to get the shot. Again, got more time to react, to counter, to do anything like that, all right? So one more time, I skip, back, and then I'm back here, all right? The second one we're gonna go to is the same shot, inside low kick, but we're gonna do a step instead. It's gonna make, again, making that time shorter to target. So for this one, I wanna be stepping my right leg out like this, okay? I'm not stepping into southpaw, because if I step into southpaw, I'm gonna cover too much distance, and I'm not gonna be in range for the kick. I wanna make sure that I'm just here. I step more or less parallel with my left leg. So I step parallel, and as you can see here, my knee is pointing outwards. So as I let that leg go into the inside of their thigh here, I've already got the direction of my hips ready. So that leg comes nice and relaxed into the leg. So I'm here, I've stepped across. From there, I flick that shot from there. It's a nice flicky low kick. And again, it's gonna be really hard to see, especially if they've got weight in their front leg, all right? So again, I'm gonna show you this now. So I'm gonna step my foot across, back, yeah? And again, I step across, back. One more slowly, I step, boom, and come back. Don't be worried about kicking with your foot sometimes. A lot in Thailand, they say, you know, kick with the shin always, kick with the shin always. For me, I love kicking people with my foot. I have very good fundamentals on my kicking, how to engage my hips, how to relax the leg. So kicking with the foot sometimes is good because the person can't punch me. Yeah, so don't be always stepping in like super deep here, because remember, that person can punch you on that shot. You want to be here, nice and smooth, but I'm still long. Like I'm pulling myself back a little bit. There. People can say it takes the power away. Yeah, you probably do lose a little bit of power on it, but you get the shot. Yeah, 10, 12 times like that over the course of a couple of rounds, you're gonna really start to see it redden up your partner, and again, nullifying the leg. If the leg goes, then you know, the rest of the body falls. And it makes it a lot easier to get your other shots off because they're so worried about the legs, all right? I hope this video helped you understand low kicks a little bit better, understand angles a little better, footwork, how to get the shot off correctly. If you like this video, make sure you comment, subscribe, like, and yeah, let me know what you'd like to see next.